Gentlemen, lean in. I want you to recall a specific moment. Maybe it was last week, maybe last year. You're facing a task, physical, mental, in the boardroom or the bedroom. And for the first time, the signal from your brain to your body felt like a bad cell phone connection. There was a lag, there was static, the command was clear, but the execution faltered, you brushed it off. I'm tired, you said, I'm stressed, but a quiet, terrifying question took root. Is this just me now? Let me be unequivocal, no? This is not your new normal. This is your body sending a distress signal you've been trained to ignore. For decades, you've been sold a lie, that this decline is about aging, a slow, inevitable fade into the background. We're told to accept it, to buy a softer mattress and a quieter hobby. But what if I told you the engine isn't failing? The engine is being systematically starved of its fundamental fuel. The drop in performance isn't the problem. It's the final, blaring alarm after years of a silent, physiological robbery. The real battle isn't against time. It's for the mastery of 6 critical and often invisible pillars. Master these, and you don't just slow the decline, you reverse it. Let's dismantle the single greatest oversimplification in men's health, the myth that this journey is just about testosterone. We have been hypnotized by one metric, one number, one hormone, while the entire endocrine orchestra has been falling into dissonance. Yes, testosterone is the concertmaster. It sets the tone for vitality, drive, and physical authority. But when it begins to dip, we pour all our attention there, missing the catastrophic collapse of the entire symphony happening around it. The real heist isn't the theft of one thing. It's the systematic dismantling of your entire biochemical infrastructure. Consider growth hormone, your body's master repair and rejuvenation hormone. While testosterone motivates you to lift the weight, growth hormone is what repairs the muscle tissue afterward, fuels deep sleep cycles, and maintains the youthful integrity of your skin, organs, and connective tissues. Its decline is like firing your most skilled maintenance crew. You're left trying to build and repair with a skeleton crew, leading to slower recovery, stubborn injuries, and the loss of that lean, metabolic tissue that keeps you burning energy efficiently. Then enters the insidious shift in insulin sensitivity. This is where the plot truly thickens. Your cells, once eagerly receptive to insulin's command to take in fuel, start to become resistant. They lock the doors, so the sugar coursing through your bloodstream from that seemingly innocent sandwich or pasta meal isn't ushered into muscles for energy. Instead, with nowhere else to go, it gets converted and stored as visceral fat, the dangerous inflammatory fat that wraps around your organs. This isn't just about a softer waistline. This is a fundamental reprogramming of your metabolism from a fat-burning machine to a fat-storing one. And this newly created visceral fat is hormonally active, pumping out more compounds that further suppress testosterone and stoke inflammation, creating a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. Your energy plummets because the fuel can't get into the cells, and your body composition changes at a cellular level. Simultaneously, the stress hormone cortisol, designed for acute fight or flight bursts, becomes a permanent toxic background noise. Chronic stress from work, life, poor sleep, even the psychological stress of feeling off, keeps this faucet dripping. Elevated cortisol is catabolic. It literally breaks down tissue. It cannibalizes muscle to provide quick energy. It sabotages sleep quality, further crushing growth hormone, and it directly antagonizes testosterone. Think of cortisol as the emergency brake being permanently, slightly engaged. You can press the accelerator, try to perform, but the drag is immense and the engine overheats. This hormonal quartet, testosterone, growth hormone, insulin, and cortisol, are in a constant, delicate dance. When one falls, the others stumble to compensate, but in the worst possible ways. The result is a man who feels metabolically sluggish, physically brittle, mentally foggy, and inexplicably anxious or irritable. You are told it's low T, but the pill or the gel aimed only at that one player often fails because it doesn't address the riot happening on the rest of the stage. The harmony is gone, replaced by a cacophony of conflicting signals that manifest as the pervasive drop in performance you feel in every domain of your life. To restore performance, we must become master conductors, not just frantic trumpet players. We must quiet the screech of cortisol through strategic recovery, resensitize the cells to insulin through precise nutrition, stimulate the natural pulse of growth hormone through targeted exercise and deep sleep, and in doing so, create the biochemical environment where vitality can naturally and sustainably resurface. Let us be unequivocally clear. The journey we have outlined is not a gentle slope of accommodation. It is a decisive crossing, a line drawn in the sand of your own life. To accept the narrative of inevitable decline is to surrender to a biological misunderstanding. What you have felt, the lag, the fatigue, the quiet frustration, was never your destiny. It was the collective symptom of a system under siege, a brilliant physiology whispering, then shouting, for you to change its fundamental operating conditions. This is your moment of radical reinterpretation. The performance drop is not a verdict. It is the most important data set you have ever been given, a detailed report on the 6 pillars that have been silently eroded. To receive this information and choose an action is now a conscious choice. But to receive it and engage is to choose rebellion, a rebellion against cliché, against resignation, and for the authentic power that comes from informed self-command. This rebellion, however, cannot be piecemeal. You cannot simply chase a single hormone and ignore the inflammatory fire. You cannot flood your body with supplements while your mitochondria languish in a fog of poor fuel. You cannot grind in the gym with a nervous system you no longer know how to communicate with. The solution is architectural, not decorative. It requires laying a new foundation, pillar by simultaneous pillar. We are talking about the deliberate daily realignment of biochemistry and purpose. It is the precision of retraining your cells to burn cleanly, of quieting the hormonal alarms of chronic stress, of feeding your body the specific building blocks it has been desperately missing, and of wiring your mind and muscles back into a seamless, powerful circuit. This is the work of a sophisticated engineer, not a weakened handyman. It demands that you see yourself as an ecosystem to be nurtured, not a machine to be pushed until it breaks. And this is where the deepest transformation occurs, not just in the body, but in the identity. This journey will forge a new version of you. We are not resurrecting the young man you once were. That would be a demotion. You are integrating decades of hard-won wisdom, resilience, and insight with a revitalized physical vessel. You are building what I call your phantom prime, the formidable, agile, and commanding presence that was always possible, but was clouded by biological static. This is the man who moves with certainty, not because he is arrogant, but because he is finely tuned. He leads not from insecurity, but from a deep reservoir of energy. He engages in life not out of obligation, but from a reignited primal pursuit. His purpose is no longer external. It is the very engine of his daily habits, fueling the discipline that feeds the biology that amplifies the purpose in a magnificent upward spiral. Therefore, step forward from this moment not with a list of burdens, but with the blueprint for your liberation. The 6 pillars are not a prescription for austerity. They are the pillars of a renewed citadel. You now hold the map. The path from performance drop to phantom prime is clear. It is traveled not with a desperate sprint, but with the relentless, intelligent consistency of a master builder. This is your second act. It will be defined not by what is fading, but by what you are deliberately, powerfully, and brilliantly creating. The signal between your brain and your body can be crystal clear again. The energy can be abundant. The authority can be yours. The work begins now. The stage truly is yours. Thank you for entrusting me with your time and your attention to this critical matter. We have navigated beyond the simplistic myths and into the powerful, actionable truth. This is not merely information. It is the foundational blueprint for your reinvention. Remember, the 6 pillars we've detailed are not isolated burdens, but interconnected levers of power. Pull one and you elevate the others, master them in concert, and you orchestrate the return of the vitality, focus, and command that is your rightful legacy. You are not fixing something that is broken. You are upgrading a system to perform at its highest, most sophisticated potential. Go forward with this knowledge as your tool and your weapon. Let it silence the noise of resignation. Your phantom prime is not a memory. It is a creation, waiting to be built by the decisions you make today, tomorrow, and every day after. The work is precise, it is personal, and it is profoundly worth it. I am confident in your journey. Now, go and own it with unwavering belief in your potential.